your next exhalation. And then from here, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, expanding belly, expanding chest. And exhale out through the mouth. We'll bring our hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra or Prayer Mudra. Taking a moment to find an intention for your practice, the reason that brought you to the mat this morning. And then we'll just open our practice by gently bowing our heads to our hands. You can allow the hands to float down into the lap. You can start to flutter the eyes, open, gazing down. And then from here, you can just gently float the crown of the head back up. And then we're going to extend out our left leg. You're going to bring that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Flex through the left foot. And then on your next breath in, you're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to take a twist over to the right. So you can take that left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes behind you. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Second breath in. And exhale for 2. Inhale, come back through center, reach both arms up. On your exhalation, we are going to lengthen over to the left. So left elbow to the inside of the knee, right arm reaches up and over the ear. Inhale. Exhaling for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Coming back up, we're going to turn to face through that left leg. Inhale. And then as you exhale, folding over it. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. And start to rise back up through center. And extend out our right leg as well. Maybe just take a moment to kind of pedal through the knees. And then we're going to bring that left foot now to the inside of the right thigh. Flexing through your right foot. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to take a twist over to the left. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Belly button zips in towards the spine. And exhale for 2. Inhale, come back through center, reach both arms back up. As you exhale, we're going to lengthen over to the right. Right elbow to the inside of the knee, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Second breath in. And exhale for 2. Inhale, come back up. We're going to turn to face that right leg. And then as you exhale, folding over it. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Going to start to rise back up. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to start to find our table. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees, tops of the feet flat on the mat. And then on your next breath in, we're going to reach that right arm up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest, stack the shoulders and gaze up. As you exhale, we're going to thread that needle. So right arm is going to thread through the left side of the body, dropping your shoulder and ear to the mat. Now from here, you do have some options with that left hand. You can keep it where it is, or you can extend that left arm straight forward, tensing through the fingers to create space in that left shoulder, or you might even take that left hand, wrap it around to your low back, or maybe it climbs around to the right thigh. And continuing to breathe here, nice deep fluid breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath. Now, wherever that left hand is, let's bring it back in front of the face. We're going to press into that left hand, reach the right arm back up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. And then as you exhale, right hand comes back down to meet the left. And then we'll just come right into the other side. So on your next breath in, left arm reaches up. As you exhale, left arm threads through shoulder and ear to the mat. Anything that you did on the other side now with that right arm. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then wherever that right hand is, let's bring it back in front of the face. We're going to press into it, reach that left arm back up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, left hand comes back down to meet the right. Let's begin to move through our cat-cow. So with every inhalation, you can arch the spine, roll the shoulders back, hips up, gaze up. As you exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. And just moving with your own breath, inhaling to arch, exhaling to round. Perhaps you find some other movement here, like wiggling through the hips and shaking the head yes and no. Anything that feels good for your spine. And I want you to take at least 3 more full breaths here. And then on that third breath, we're going to start to make our way into our first downward facing dog. And once you get to your downward dog, we're going to continue to move here. A little pedaling of the knees, walking the dog. Stretching out through your calf muscles. You can press away from the mat with each hand to get underneath each shoulder blade. Maybe a little bit more movement happening in the head to release the neck. Again, anything that feels good. This is your practice. And then on your next breath in, we're going to bend both knees deeply. Send the belly back towards the thighs. So you're really pressing away from the mat with your hands as if you're about to start a race. And then as you exhale, we're going to shift forward and find plank, shoulders stacked over the wrists, reaching through the heels. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, belly to thighs, press it back. Exhale, shifting forward into your plank. 1 more time, belly to thighs, press it back. Exhale, finding your plank. Let's take a deep breath here in plank. And then on your exhalation, go ahead and drop knees to the mat, chest and chin. Keep those elbows right by the rib cage as you lower. Inhale, slide forward, low cobra, opening through the chest, back of the neck is long. As you exhale, you can begin to lower the forehead back to the mat. Tuck your toes, hips to heels, and we are back in our downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. Inhale and exhale. On your next breath in, send the right leg up and back into a downward dog split. As you exhale, bend the knee in, open through that right hip. I want you to do 3 big knee circles in one direction. And then the opposite direction. And then from here, square your hips off and straighten that right leg back. As you exhale, we're going to thread that right knee in towards the nose. And then we're going to place that right foot in between the hands. Now from here, we're going to start to stack hands up on top of that right thigh. Heel the belly up off the thigh, rolling the shoulders back and opening through the chest. Inhale, reach both arms up, high lunge. And then as you exhale, hands are going to float through heart center. we're going to take a twist over to the right. Hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Keep reaching through that left heel. Exhale for 2. Belly button tucks in towards the spine. 1 more breath. On your exhalation, using the strength of your core, you're going to come back through center. Reach both arms up, high lunge. Inhale, gentle back bend, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're stepping it back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, let's find plank. And from your plank, knees to the mat, chest and chin lower down. Inhale, low cobra. And then exhale, pressing it back into your downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhalation, left leg is going to extend back. As you exhale, bend through the knee. Open that left hip. Let's circle that left knee 3 times, one way. 3 times the other way. Square your hips off, straighten that left leg. As you exhale, left knee comes in towards the nose, and then we're going to place that left foot in between the hands. So same thing, we're going to begin to stack the hands up onto that left thigh. Roll the shoulders back, sit nice and tall. And then from here, we're reaching both arms up. Inhale, gentle back bend, look up. As you exhale, hands are going to float through heart center. We're twisting to the left this time, hooking that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Trying to get the prayer as much as you can at the center of the chest. For 2. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, using your core and your balance, we're going to start to come back up. High lunge. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back into your downward facing dog. From downward dog, shift forward, find plank. And then from your plank, knees to the mat, chest and chin. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, we are going to start to walk the feet in between the hands. And as you exhale, we're just finding a forward fold at the front of the mat. Up to you what you want to do with your arms. You can maybe grab opposite elbows or interlace the hands at the back of the head or even interlace them behind you. And wherever you're at here, a little bit of a gentle sway. Full release in the head. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Second time, inhale. And exhale, release the arms. On your next breath in, we're going to find a flat back, rolling the shoulders back towards the spine. As you exhale, folding forward again, head is heavy. From here, a little bend in that left knee. We're going to straighten our right leg. Left hand is going to come to the outside of your right shin. Right arm is going to peel up. So we're twisting to the right. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back through center. Exhale to fold again. Straighten left leg now. Right hand to left shin. Left arm peels up. 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhaling for 1. Inhale. And exhale, folding forward. On your next breath in, we are going to circle our arms out and up, finding a high prayer up overhead. As you exhale, hands are going to float through heart center. And then by your side, mountain pose. All four corners of the feet grounding into the mat. Belly button tucks in. Kneecaps are lifted. We're rolling our shoulders back, our palms face forward, and we're reaching through our fingertips and the crown of your head. We're going to start to move through our sun salutations now. So just remember to move with your breath. On your next inhalation, we're going to reach those arms back out and up into your high prayer. And then as you exhale, fold forward over the legs. Flat back on your inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back into your downward facing dog. As you inhale, shift forward, finding plank. And then your choice, either chaturanga if you're ready, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. On your exhalation, we're pressing it back into our downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhalation, right leg is going to reach up. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, finding your low lunge. On your next breath in, arms reach forward and up, rising into your high lunge. And then as you exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Left foot meets the right, folding forward. We're going to take a flat back on our inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, high prayer. Exhale, hands flow through heart center and by your side. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Flat back, inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, we're stepping left foot back into a low lunge. Inhale, look forward, open through the chest. As you exhale, plant your hands and step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. As you inhale, extend the left leg up and back. And then as you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, rise up, finding your high lunge. As you exhale, hands to the mat, right foot meets the left, folding forward. Flat back on your inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, high prayer. On your exhalation, hands flow through heart center and then by your side. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. On your exhalation, hands to the mat, right foot is going to step back into that low lunge. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands and step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward dog or low cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg reaches back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, we're rising back up into our high lunge. And then this time on your exhalation, hands are going to flow through heart center. We're going to take a twist over to the right, hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Look down at your right foot. And then from here, a little bend in that left knee, we're going to bring that left foot to meet the right, chair twist. From your chair twist, we're going to find chair pose through center, relax through the shoulders, sink through the hips. And then as you exhale, folding forward over the legs, shake it out, let it go. From here, feet hip distance apart, we're going to find our flat back. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back to plank this time, moving through your chaturanga or your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward dog or low cobra. Exhale, press it back into your downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg extends back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, we're rising up, finding our high lunge. And then on your exhalation, hands flow through heart center. And then we're taking a twist over to the right, hooking that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, look down at that left foot, prepare. As you exhale, a little bend in that right knee. Right foot is gonna meet the left, chair twist. Have those knees right next to each other. Inhale, coming into your chair. And then as you exhale, folding over the legs, shake it out, let it go. Feet hip distance apart. We're gonna find a flat back on our inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back to plank, moving through your vinyasa any way you wish. And then we're gonna take 3 breaths in either downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, we're gonna rise on up, finding our high lunge. And then as you exhale, left heel is going to spin down to the mat. Right arm forward, left arm back. We're in warrior 2. We're gonna take 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Right knee in line with the ankle. Exhale for 2. Externally rotate that right knee out. See your big toe for 3. Belly button tucked in, shoulders relaxed for 4. One more breath, really gazing over those right fingertips in front of you. As you exhale, flip that right palm up, reverse your warrior. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, hands cartwheel down to the mat. Step it back, move through your vinyasa. Leading back and downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg is going to extend that. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, we're gonna rise on up and find that high lunge. As you exhale, open up into your warrior 2. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. One more breath here. As you exhale, flip that left palm up, reverse your warrior. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, hands cartwheel down to the mat, step it back, and move through your vinyasa. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. All right, adding on. Inhale, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, we're gonna rise on up and find that high lunge. As you exhale, left heel spins down to the mat, right arm forward, left arm back into our warrior 2. From our warrior 2, we're gonna straighten through the right leg. Send our left hip back, reach forward, and then right hand is gonna come down either to your block, your shin, or maybe it just floats as that left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Trikonasana triangle pose. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One last breath here. As you exhale, left hand is going to come to your hip. Going to bring a little bend in that right knee. That right hand is going to come either to a block or to the mat on the outside of that right foot. And then you can start to shift the weight into that right foot. We're going to open our left hip. So that left hip is stacked on top of the right. Left foot is flexed. And then if you feel comfortable here, you shoot that left arm up towards the ceiling. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, 3 breaths on your own. On your next exhalation, gentle bend in that right knee. We're going to come back into our warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. From your warrior 2, straighten through the right leg. Flip your right palm up, reverse triangle, inhale. And then as you exhale, we're re-bending through that right knee. Cartwheel the hands down to frame through that right foot. And we're stepping it back. You can move through your vinyasa or you can skip it. And we're going to take 3 breaths in either downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath here. And exhale. On your next inhalation, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, let's rise up and find that high lunge. And then as you exhale, right heel comes down to the mat. Left arm forward, right arm back into our warrior 2. From your warrior 2, straighten through the left leg. Send that right hip back. We're going to reach forward. Left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. Trikonasana, 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Either gazing to your right or up at that right hand for 2. 1 more breath here. On your exhalation, we're going to start to come into our half moon on the left side. Take your time to get into it. And then once you do get into it, we're going to take 3 breaths on your own. And then on your next exhalation, gentle bend in that left knee. We're landing back into our warrior 2. From your warrior 2, straighten through the left leg again. We're going to flip our left palm up, reverse triangle, inhale. As you exhale, rebend that left knee, hands to the mat, step it back, moving through your vinyasa as you wish. And again, either downward facing dog or child's pose. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg extends back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, you're gonna rise up and find that high lunge. And then on your exhalation, opening up into your warrior 2. From your warrior 2, we're going to flip our right palm up, reverse the warrior. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come into side angle. Forearm can come down to your thigh or to a block or to the mat on the outside of that right foot. Left arm reaches up and then over the ear. Now, if a bind is in your practice, you can always come into the bind or partial bind, either by taking that left hand behind you to your low back to really open through the chest, or maybe it climbs all the way around to the thigh, or maybe you can find the full bind, taking that right hand to the inside of that right leg and clasping the hands behind you. I'm going to turn around this way. One more breath here. And then on your exhalation, we're going to release our hands down to the mat, the side of the mat, whichever side of the mat that you're on, with the toes pointing forward. Nice wide-legged forward fold. Take a moment here, just bend one knee at a time. So you're just kind of hinging the hips from side to side. And then we're going to start to just reach the arms forward. We're going to come into this really wide-legged variation of a downward facing dog. So you're really pressing your chest down towards the mat. Breathing into your back, breathing into the back of your legs. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to start to walk the hands back up, just in between the feet. We're going to start to bring the heels in, pointing the toes out. We're going to bend through the knees, and then we're going to walk the hands up onto our thighs. Now from here, I want you to sit nice and low. You want to make sure that your thighs are parallel to the mat and the knees are right over the ankles. From here, we're going to reach the arms out and then bending through the elbows, finding cactus arms. And then we're going to come into the Jhana mudra. So you're going to bring your thumb and your thumb over your index fingers, and the other three fingers are going to point up. You're really opening through the chest here and sinking through the hips. Now from here, we're going to come up onto the balls of our feet. Lift the heels, 3 breaths. Well, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. I can't see you, but I hope you're doing it. 1 more breath. And exhale, straighten the legs. Point the toes forward. We're going to reach both arms up into a high prayer. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to come back into warrior 2 at the front of the mat. Right arm forward, left arm back. From your warrior 2, flip that right palm up, reverse. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back, moving through your vinyasa as you wish. And we're going to take 3 breaths in either downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. All right, we're going to come into our last side of standing poses. On your next breath in, left leg is going to extend back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, let's rise on up, find that high lunge. And on your exhalation, we're opening up into our warrior 2. Inhale, flip that left palm up, reverse. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh. Right arm reaches up and over the ear. And then from here, any variation of side angle that you want to do. Shoulder opener, full bind. Keep opening through the chest. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath. And then on your exhalation, wherever those hands are, we're going to release them back down in between the feet, putting both feet to the side of the mat. Again, we're just going to find a little bit of rocking, shifting the hips from side to side. And then once again, we're going to skip that wide-legged downward dog. Heels in, toes out. We're going to bend through the knees. We're going to bring our hands to the thighs. So before we come back into that little goddess squat with the heel lift, we're just going to find some shoulder stretching. So you're just going to dip one shoulder at a time in line in the middle. A little nice stretch for the back. And then we're going to come into it again. So once again, just try to find your alignment the best you can. Hips nice and low. Arms reach forward. And then cactus arms. Find that Jhana mudra. Lift the heels. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Jana Mudra stands for intention and wisdom. Exhale for 2. Keep lifting through the heels, one more breath. And exhale, release. Standing straight, toes point forward. We're gonna circle both arms up and do a high prayer. And then exhale, warrior 2, facing the front of the mat. All right, last standing pose. Inhale, flip that left palm up, reverse. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back and move through your vinyasa. Three breaths in your downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, we're going to bring that right knee in towards the nose, shoulder stacked over the wrists. Inhale, reach that right leg up and back. Exhale, cross it over, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach that right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Maybe it stacks on the bicep. And then we're going to come into our pigeon. So that right knee is going to stay behind that right wrist. Right foot behind the left wrist. We'll start to shimmy that left leg back enough so that left hip gets a nice stretch. And then just before we come down, we're just going to find a little bit more length, sit nice and tall. As you exhale, lower yourself down to the mat. And have your forehead resting on something, whether it's your stacked hands or whether it's a block. We'll stay here for about a minute. Really allow yourself to relax. One more breath here. All right, from here, we're going to start to rise back up. And then we're just going to take our time to make our way back into our downward facing dog. You can tuck your toes and then send that right leg back. Take a moment in your downward dog, pedal out through the knees. Anything that feels good for the body after that pigeon pose. You might want to reopen through the right hip or flip your dog if that's in your practice. And then if you choose to, you can move through your vinyasa. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. As you inhale, left leg extends back. As you exhale, left knee to your nose. Inhale, reach that left leg up and back. Exhale, cross it over, knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach that left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to left elbow. And we're going to place that left foot behind that right wrist. Opening up through that right hip. Trying to get that left shin as parallel as you can to the front of your mat. And then from here, walk your hands forward, resting your forehead onto something. Breathing here. One more breath. And then from here, you can start to rise back up. Take your time to make your way back into your downward facing dog, and then take your time there, pedaling through the knees, walking your dog, stretching yourself out. And then if you choose to, you can take your last vinyasa of class. And then we're going to meet in child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. And allow the forehead to come down onto the mat. Your arms can reach forward, or you can bring your arms by your side. Whatever you prefer in your child's pose. Maybe rocking the head gently from side to side to massage out through the forehead. Or maybe a little bit of movement in the hips, or both. Nice deep breath in. And exhale out. And then from here, we're going to start to walk our hands up towards the knees. We're going to shift our hips to one side and swing our legs around. All right, finding our Dandasana or staff pose. Legs are extended, feet are flexed, so those toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring our hands by your hips. And just depending on how tall you are, I'm pretty short. So I'm on the tips of my fingers, the pads of my fingers. Maybe you have longer arms than me and you can press the entire hand into the mat. But wherever you're at here, we're just going to sit nice and tall, opening through the chest, relaxing the shoulders. Crown of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. We're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling now. Finding more length here, reaching through our fingers. Inhale. And then as you exhale, hinging from the hips, we're going to fold forward. So your hands might catch your feet, but if they don't, just allow the hands to come to either side of the legs. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. All right, we're going to rise back up. This time we're going to bend our knees. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. You can bring your hands around your ankles and then just take a moment to rock on the sit bones. And then you can settle into your sit bones. It's just a little bit of a butterfly in the knees from here. Getting into those inner hip flexors. And then from here, you're going to take your peace fingers and your thumbs. We're going to wrap them around our big toes, yogi toe lock. We're going to open through the chest, so just roll your shoulders back, nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just like a bodybuilder, we're going to start to open those elbows out as we lean forward, keeping the chest lifted in this forward fold. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. Go ahead, rise back up. We're going to bring our knees together, soles of the feet to the mat. And then from here, we're going to start to reach both arms forward, 1 vertebrae at a time. We are going to lower all the weight down onto our backs, back of the head to the mat, arms by your side. Let's bring our knees in towards our chest. We're going to wrap our hands around the shins, a little gentle rocking from side to side and massage out through the spine. Maybe you rock in little circles. Really anything that feels good for your back. If you want, you can come into a happy baby, reaching for the outer edges of your feet, drawing your knees in towards your underarms. And then from here, let's bring our knees back in towards the chest. And then we're just going to drop our knees over to the right. Scoot your hips to the left, head turns to the left. Nice deep breaths here in your twist. And then we'll start to shift those hips over to the right side of the mat. Knees are going to drop over to the left side of the mat. Turning your head to the right. Closing your eyes. Once again, nice deep breaths in through the nose. And out through the nose. And then from here, we're going to come back through center. Now we're going to close our practice with an inversion. You can, if it's in your practice, you can do 5 breaths in shoulder stand, followed by 5 breaths in plow before making your way into your Shavasana. I am going to do a restorative shoulder stand. So if you'd like, you can do that with me. If you have a block, you're going to take that block and just place it underneath your seat. And it's going to be kind of closer up towards the low back. Arms by your side. And then we're just going to reach both legs straight up towards the ceiling. Now, if you don't have a block, you can just do that. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, if you'd rather do shoulder stand and plow, you can do that as well. We're going to take 10 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. If you're in your restorative shoulder stand, really activate the feet by reaching through the heels for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. Inhale. Exhale for 5. If you're in regular shoulder stand, you can move into your plow pose for 6. Inhale. Exhale for 7. Inhale. Exhale for 8. Inhale. Exhale for 9. One more breath here. And then on your exhalation, you can start to bend through the knees. We're going to bring the soles of the feet back down to the mat. If you had a block, you're going to lift your hips, remove the block, and then we're going to come into our Shavasana. So as you're coming into your Shavasana, take a moment if you wanted to put on any extra layers of clothing, or if you had a pillow or a blanket nearby. You want to get nice and cozy here so you're really comfortable enough to fully release, fully let go on the mat. You are no longer thinking about your body. You're just here with your body, focusing on your breath. Just finding your next exhalation. And then on your next breath in, feeling the breath expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest. And then a big old sigh out through your mouth. Imagining your back body just sinking into the mat, like the mat is made out of quicksand. And your front body is nice and light and supported by the back of your body. Relaxing through every part of the body. Fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. Your jaw is soft. Maybe the lips are slightly open. Eyes resting on the backs of the eyelids. No tension in between the eyebrows, no tightness in the forehead. Take another deep breath in, expanding belly, expanding chest. Feel the expansion of breath through the entire body. And on your exhalation, imagining any leftover tension, releasing out through the crown of your head. A few more minutes here. And start to find some gentle movement in the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Swaying the head from side to side. And then on your next breath in, reach both arms up. Give yourself a big old stretch, like you just woke up in the morning. And then from here, you're gonna just gently bend the knees. We're gonna roll over to one side, finding a fetal position on the mat. Head is heavy. Eyes are closed. And then very slowly, we're just going to press our way up and find a comfortable seat at the front of the mat. And bring your hands to heart center. We're going to close our practice as well as the intention that we set for ourselves at the beginning of our practice by gently bowing our heads to our hands. Thank yourself for doing something good for your body, but also your mind. And thank you so much for joining me in your practice. Namaste.